as a scientist, I think it's very important to use data to guide decision making. I believe that if cities across the country start to have a more intentional approach to planning for their urban food systems, that's going to be one additional form of resiliency in the national food system and in regional food systems as we continue to deal with the threat of where is food going to come from a generation from now or 3 generations from now.
The city is prioritizing sustainability and resilience, but we can't do it alone. It's going to take every person in the city of Richmond to contribute, to join us, and to make sure that we prioritize sustainability, resilience, and equity for our clean energy future.
The relationship with John and Laura has been invaluable. Talking with Laura, we looked at how Virginia Cooperative Extension could provide education, empower the citizens with the knowledge that they need, that once they gain access to land, to be able to farm it, grow food, and make it a sustainable process in their life.
Given the threat of climate change that continues to face our world and the changing dynamics around where our food is going to come from in future generations, greater intentionality about how we plan for our food systems, I think, is very important. On the web application, you have options to click on 2 different submodel layers, and this will allow you to see through the equity submodel and in the web application. And that really focuses down on no, these neighborhoods in particular really need investment. And so by then combining the ag and natural resource layer on top of that, that really says not only these communities from an equity perspective need this investment, but these are really the best places to try to put urban farms and community gardens.
We are committed as an office and as a city to ensure that we are creating a community where every person in the city of Richmond can thrive in a climate neutral and climate resilient city. One of the biggest things that we've done to help bridge that gap and build that trust is to make sure that we're showing up to the table that they built and asking for a seat.
The trip to Atlanta was powerful. We were able to see what was happening on the ground in Atlanta. And it was very similar to what we have here in the city of Richmond. When I think of urban farmers like Duran Chavis and the work that they do on a daily basis.
Jay Olu and his team are phenomenal. They helped show some of the great work that they've been doing for a long time in Atlanta. And we are going to be bringing back to the city of Richmond programs, policies, and different projects that we can implement here and make sure that we follow the great leadership of others who are doing it right.
And Virginia Cooperative Extension is incredibly important within the next steps of the analysis, because the big data that we have in the Uleasa analysis, that generates a map, but it doesn't tell us the realities on the ground. We've collaborated with the city in the summer of 2024 to develop a ground truthing method to send agriculturalists to these 24 sites across the city to test out this method of determining, are these actually good sites from the perspective of trained agriculturalists on the ground?
Yes, Virginia Cooperative Extension is on a mission to empower people and provide solutions. We primarily focus on community needs with Virginia Cooperative Extension. So this map provides us detailed data on, hey, this is a need in the community and how can we address it?
We've been working on creating RVA Green 2050, our climate equity action plan, for several years, and now are in the implementation phase since it was adopted by City Council in February of 2023.
And I would encourage all of my fellow Richmonders to consider that we have an opportunity here to pivot the nature of how our cities are constructed and how people live in them, and how we make decisions about where food is going to come from within our urban context. Urban agriculture is one method of creating additional resiliency within our communities. It's not the only strategy. We need to do many other things also, but this is one strategy that I think that we should pursue, and I urge my fellow Richmonders to try to embrace this.